With your questions and comments, I think we'll have a more fruitful and interactive discussion. Unless you have something really burning that you want to ask the speaker that you can't wait, you know.
I'm against institutionalized racism. I'm against racist policies, the system, and the perpetrators of the system. Racism must go, racism will go, but it's not going to go on its own. It's going to go through effort like this and more, where we educate the people, and once people are educated, social values change, politicians just follow. The laws then take care of themselves. Okay? So this is Hindraf's contribution to progressing the social values. And as competition, as contention within the economy increases, we expect that it will get even more aggressive if left unchecked. And not only that, and this is Dr. Mahathir's contribution in a craftily interwoven jigsaw of reinforcing practices. Here, that's in custody, killed. You know, the story goes like this. The suspect was acting suspiciously. There was a car chase, and then, you know, they fired at us. Then we fired back, then we went and opened up their boot and we saw parangs and guns in there. This is, next time there is a shooting, you just read the story. It will always fall within this, what I'm saying here.
The point that was already been made by Hindraf about the death in custody. I come from Suaram and we've been monitoring death in custody and death by police shootings. And there is a frighteningly high proportion of Indians who are killed. Death were killed in police custody and were killed in police shootings.
EPU and Prime Minister, this was a high impact project, by the way. Only the Prime Minister decides, right? I guess with the Economic Planning Unit, right? And Dr. Muhammad Salih Ismail, who heads the company, was formerly head of the technology part, right? And who incidentally only happens to be the husband of the minister.
Coincidence.
Yeah, just pure coincidence. Okay? Okay. So I wonder what they talk about. Okay? At dinner, he flatly says, no, they don't talk about these things. Okay. And then interesting thing, there was an interview, and in the interview, Dr. Muhammad Salih Ismail says, you know, my children were studying in the United States, and they were working there, and I had to convince them to come back and take up these positions because the country has given you your opportunity, now come back and pay back. What opportunity is he talking about? No, what opportunity? The scholarships that took them to the American universities, I would guess.
Yes.
I don't know this for a fact, but I would think so.
I can give it writing.
Okay, good. Actually, I don't need it in writing. Okay, all right. So, and then at the time that this was approved, Mohiddin Yassin was the agricultural minister, right? And he was vice president of UMNO, vying to become the deputy president of UMNO. And Sharizat, you know, was Vanita head. And guess what? You know, I scratch your back, you scratch my back.
Ketuhanan Melayu today is used, you know, even the apologists for Ketuhanan Melayu, of all people, Dr. Chandra Muzaffar, has now said that Ketuhanan Melayu is not Malay dominance. It is not defined as Malay dominance, it is defined as Malay sovereignty. And Malay sovereignty means the sovereignty of the Malay Sultanate. This is the most incredible rehabilitation of the concept I've ever heard. But of all people, you know, because for the last decade since Abdullah Ahmad came up with his infamous speech in Singapore in 1986, and K-Das, my good friend K-Das, who passed away in the early 90s, published a whole book called the Dollar Rubric, you know, where he compiled all the criticisms of Dollar Ahmad's thesis on Ketuhanan Melayu. Privatization and UMNO Pushras, we are too familiar with that. Education policy. Remember in 2004 when the former Higher Education Minister Shafi'i Saleh He had just lost, by the way, he had just lost the UMNO elections. So in the UMNO General Assembly, he was playing the great hero. He said that as long as he was a higher education minister, he would not allow a single non-Bumiputra to enter UiTM. Not a single non-Bumiputra to enter UiTM. Is that discrimination? Is that discrimination? Not one. You know how big UiTM is. We've got so many campuses throughout Malaysia, and the enrollment in any particular time in Malaysia is more than 100,000. And they will not allow a single non-Bumiputra to enter the institution, which is a public sector institution, which is provided for by all Malaysian taxpayers, but he will not allow a single non-Bumiputra to enter UiTM. Of course, there was great cheers in the UMNO General Assembly. You can afford a 2.5 million house, do you need a discount? If you can afford a 1 million house, do you need a discount? If you can afford a 500,000 house, do you need a discount? You know, that's the energy. And in the last 10-20 years, shares allocation, AP, etc. during the time when Anwar was, you know, the kind of team A, team B after Razali. Team A, Team B, you know, every day in the New Straits Times, we had this Mahathir group publishing who had gained from the shares allocation, etc. This is all the carry on because of that rivalry within UMNO. Cultural policy, in the 1980s, the Chinese Assembly Hall here was one of the leaders in that. When I remember when Ryan Tamlichik was trying to level Bukit China, you know. Today we discovered that Hang Tuah and Hang Lipo and everybody else never existed. But Bukit China is the hill where the Chinese who have been here for hundreds of years, Mr. Sim, who was in detention with me, who was one of the leaders in this Chinese Assembly Hall, it's got an ancestry that goes up to 800 years. 800 years. Some of these people are buried at Bukit China.
Of the overrepresentation of Malays at that time in the public sector. Now that prong of the NEP was never honored. And it was not only not honored, but it was in fact made worse. And the blame for that falls on the MIC, which resulted in I'm just making the point a little bit, which allowed the railway department, which allowed the PWB to be decimated of its Indian labour force. The blame must be put on the MCA and the Gerakan for failing to push the equitable redressal of occupations, and also on the East Malaysian Party. So, you know, I think we got to look at ourselves very, very clearly in the mirror and analyze what are the mainsprings of this institutional racism and who are the main stake players and actors.